Yeah, guys, it's Phantom, and today we're going to be talking about the Kendrick and Drake beef that's going on at the moment. Over the last week, there has been a lot, and I have been busy, and I didn't really want to talk about it because I just wanted to see how it's going. But over the weekend, alone, there has been a lot of diss tracks. There's been about like five or something from both of them. Four from Kendrick. Like 2 days ago, I was like, let's give my opinion. And so here's my opinion on the Kendrick and Drake beef. I am not the greatest person when it comes to analyzing and dissecting everything. So I wanted to do some research, and all the media and people that people on social media is better than me. So I am just going to give you my thoughts on everything and the timeline and what some of the songs mean if you don't really know what some of the stuff means, and my interpretations on everything. This may be a long video depending on how quick depending on how slow I go, but I'll try to be as quick as possible so that it isn't too long of a video for you to watch. It's already like 2 minutes at the moment, but oh well. The whole thing started, everything started with the First Person Shooter song with J. Cole and Drake, where J. Cole pretty much says that him, Drake, and Kendrick are the big three in rap at the moment, which when I first heard that, I was like, there's probably an artist that could replace J. Cole, but there's no denying that Drake and Kendrick are massive in the rap game at the moment. Both of their influences have impacted the genre and music in general hugely. Yeah, that's that. Before I go into that, I will give you my thoughts on which side I'm on first. I am a Drake fan. Well, I was a Drake fan. I appreciate his work. I was a day one Scorpion defender. I thought that album was great, but as of recently, I have lost interest in it like hugely. And he is probably one of the most consistent artists in my opinion when it comes to numbers and hits, and he is probably the most consistent when it comes to disappointing albums as of recently. He has dropped nothing but either mediocre, bad, or just okay. The only good to great album that he has is If You're Reading This Is Too Late, or Take Care, which is a Drake album, but it was majorly made by The Weeknd. But you can have your own opinion on that. When it comes to Kendrick, though, I love all of Kendrick's music. I am a massive Kendrick fan. His storytelling, his ability to rap, and his quality in music is some of the best in all of the rap genre. To Pimp a Butterfly is my favorite album of all time. So there's that. But when it comes to consistency, Kendrick doesn't really drop that much, but he always brings quality over quantity, which I appreciate. Alrighty, so after First Person Shooter, like that came out from the new Metro Boomin and Future album, he did a feature on Like That, which if you want to see my review on that, I'll put that in the description. But he pretty much responded to J. Cole saying, no, there's no big three, it is Big Me. I can respect them for that. But it wasn't like too crazy. It was just a response to that. And then J. Cole released an EP, Might Delete Later, which is probably the worst projects of the entire year. And he backed out on his diss towards Kendrick by apologizing literally like 2 or 3 days later. which was kind of funny. But it was a pretty smart move on his behalf, because there is no way that he would beat Kendrick, even though that his rapping ability is pretty good. But seeing what Kendrick has done to Drake, yeah, I don't think that he could recover after everything. And then after that, we got a diss from Drake called Push Ups, which I thought was pretty decent. It was just like a response, calling Kendrick short and making fun of his height, and pretty much just making fun of his appearance as a whole. And also dissing a whole bunch of people like The Weeknd, Future, Rick Ross, and a whole bunch of other people. But I think that was a pretty decent entry in the whole rap thing. And then LAMAR Freestyle is, as of recently, my second least favorite of the entire thing, because he pretty much just shot himself in the foot, and pretty much just made him lose most of it with the LAMAR Freestyle. It literally uses AI from Snoop Dogg and Tupac, which is just so wrong in every single way. There is no way that Snoop would be on Drake's side, and his Instagram post was pretty funny as well. But with all the respect that Kendrick has for Tupac, it's just so wrong that he brought his voice from the grave, and turned into AI and did all that. It's just so wrong. But luckily it's been taken down though. So then we just got a streak of Kendrick disses. We got like 3 or 4 in like 2 days, with Euphoria, which was an amazing diss. It is a poking fun at the fact that Drake produced Euphoria, which, if you know the show, you know the content and everything, which kind of ties into Drake's personality. And Kendrick dives more into the future tracks, but he pretty much just calling out Drake for his surgery, his plastic surgery, some more of his ghostwriting and AI. He was just saying, "Am I fighting ghostwriters or AI?" Because Drake is known for having ghostwriters, and the AI track was just. No, but this one was a great entry. It's like a 3-parter, with like 3 beat switches, which were all consistently great. And then 616 in LA is a pretty genius title, because there's a lot of things tying with the 616 thing. There's like 7 meanings, which are all pretty crazy. It's pretty much just him going at Drake for, again, his AI, and calling him a terrible person. And it's kind of funny that that this song was produced by Jack Antonoff, because Jack Antonoff is with Taylor Swift, and Drake was pretty much praising Taylor Swift in his LAMAR Freestyle. But I don't know, and I don't really care whose side Taylor Swift is on. But it looks like it's going more towards Kendrick, which is kind of funny as well, because they do have respect for each other. And then Drake responds to that with Family Matters, which pretty much just goes at, again, Kendrick's height, Kendrick's family. There's pretty strong. It's probably his best diss in this series, where he goes at some pretty serious stuff, which I want to hear more of, which was him pretty much just accusing Kendrick of domestic violence towards his wife Whitney, which is pretty interesting. That's pretty much like the only thing that he has against Kendrick though, and what Kendrick has towards Drake is even more, and I don't really want to say which one's worse. But there is a lot of stuff when it comes to Drake's personality and his personal life and his decisions and everything that I that is just more like at Drake, and more stuff that could get him, that could just ruin his career as a whole, and may potentially, if there is evidence, and what there is, there's a lot of evidence, but if all of that stuff gets more exposed, and if you see the whole picture and more forward evidence, then he could pretty much get arrested for it, which, I mean, from what I've seen, he kind of deserves, and I have been speculating of that for a very long time, when it comes to all the Millie Bobby Brown stuff and Billie Eilish and Kylie Jenner and all that stuff, with all the child Philly stuff or that Drake's been doing. Back to the Family Matters track, about like a third of it is actually meaningful and actually impactful. Like most of it is just going at other people, like again The Weeknd, Future, Rick Ross, and all those people, Metro, which by the way, Metro is doing his thing at the moment. He did one of the greatest things in this whole thing, which he pretty much just made the very first diss instrumental. Well, technically, kind of did it first with Lift Yourself, but that was also just kind of a song as well. But Metro made this instrumental, which was amazing and so funny, and he's pretty much getting the entire fan base to make their own Drake disses, and whoever has the best one gets a free verse, which, I mean, I'm not the greatest when it comes to that, so I probably won't compete, but that is such a great like marketing tool towards this, and it's just bringing so much. It's pretty funny, but with all the stuff that is going on at the moment, it's pretty serious at this point, because when it first started, it was like who can out-rap each other, who is better when it comes to music, but now it's more personal, when Drake calls out Kendrick's family. But yeah, again, Family Matters is probably Drake's best one in the series, but it's still not great though, because there's a lot of filler. The song's like 7 minutes long, and it's, yeah, most of it is like filler. Meet the Grahams comes right after, literally 20 minutes I think afterwards, and he goes all in. This may be one of the most shocking songs and disses that I have heard, like, ever. It is just so haunting. It's honestly like a horror movie in song form. Firstly, the song starts off, well, the instrumental as a whole is just incredible. I believe it was produced by The Alchemist, which I mean, the drums were a standout, and the piano, but the drums, yeah, The Alchemist. The song starts off with Kendrick talking to Adonis and pretty much saying that your dad is a terrible person, and I could be your mentor. I could be a better father than your dad. Which the song's called Meet the Grahams. We're going to be going through the whole family. And then at the very end of that verse, he was like, listen to this back when you're 18, so you understand, which I think that Adonis will have to go through a lot of therapy and a lot of thinking after this. And then the next verse is him addressing firstly Drake's mum, Sandra, and then his dad, Dennis, pretty much saying that you raised a terrible person, mainly towards Dennis though, but it was just telling Sandra that your son is a terrible person. People like him should be locked up. He even goes to the extent of saying that he should be killed, which is crazy and bollocks. But he goes all in and pretty much just saying that with all the allegations of him talking to minors and him telling everybody's daughters, sisters, nieces, whatever, to stay away, because if you're playing him, you're pretty much just selling your daughter or sister away, which is again haunting and something that needs to be more and more evidence needs to come forward, because stuff like this is extremely terrible. And I wonder, well, we're going to be getting to that, but I wonder at that time that Drake was feeling some type of way. Like, imagine somebody saying that you are like a pedo, which crazy. You would be feeling some type of way. And then the next verse was one of the craziest reveals that I have heard. As if Drake didn't learn the first time with the Pusha T diss, he has a daughter, which there's no way that he got caught twice. 11 years old as well. Hiding his daughter for 11 years. I'm pretty sure that Adonis is like 7. But I saw a tweet in like 2012 or something where Drake tweeted like baby girl, which coincidence maybe. And then yeah, that was just crazy. And then again, he's just going on with stay away and with all the child trafficking or human trafficking that his team does as well, because there's a lot of people in OVO who has been defending Drake with all this stuff, who was like pretty much people like him. And then the next verse he just talks to Drake, again just going at him, saying you're a terrible person, you should die, it is wrong with all the child things and everything, and then it was so that was like the murder. And then Not Like Us was pretty much just the bury the coffin, you're done. He had some pretty brutal lines as well, with the back-to-back. He said certified lover boy, certified pedophiles. I mean, that was crazy. And then literally a few bars later, he was like trying to strike a chord. It's probably A minor. Again, crazy stuff. And then a bit later, he goes on saying that disrespect Park, which is wrong again. But yeah, the album cover is of his house with I believe it's like the registered offenders on the bill. I'm pretty sure that's what the symbol is. But again, it was just like a nail to the coffin, burying him, and pretty much saying, honestly, Drake shouldn't have responded. He would have just been done. And then, like, right after that, I'm pretty sure that Metro dropped the BBL Drizzy beat. Again, funny. And then Drake fumbles and shoots himself in the foot and pretty much self-exposing him without him knowing that he self-exposed him with the Heart Part 6, which, by the way, is a genius title. But, you know, with the Heart series with Kendrick, that is a pretty smart title, not gonna lie. He again doubled down with all of just pretty much saying the exact same thing he's been saying with all the other ones. There's a lot of things that he contradicts himself with, like with him saying that I gave you this information, I baited you, this is all fake, the information I gave you. And then I don't know if it was before or after, he said this stuff that we gave you, with the information that the people gave you are clowns. So are you calling yourself a clown, or what? And then he goes on to talk about the pedophile allegations that Kendrick's been saying, pretty much saying, "Nah, I didn't do it. It's not me, not me. If I did, I'll be arrested, and I'm not into that stuff because I'm too famous," which is not something that you can say, because there's a lot of famous people that have been exposed. R. Kelly has been arrested, and it was a very long time. Harvey Weinstein, Jeffrey Epstein, all these other people. I mean, and then he brings up the Millie Bobby Brown thing, and it's like, Kendrick didn't even talk about it. So you're pretty much just self-exposing you again. Which is kind of funny because it's mainly with what the fans have been saying and the people tuning in. So are you responding to the fans or the people listening, or are you responding to Kendrick? Because you're pretty much just self-exposing yourself with this. Again, there's a lot of evidence on Instagram and Twitter, his past posts, other people's past posts, interviews as well, him talking and texting these younger celebrities when they were like 14, 16, whatever. A lot of crazy stuff over this week. I don't really know what to say past this point. I'm not the greatest when it comes to analyzing. I just want to give you my thoughts on everything. And yeah, at this point, Drake is losing, Kendrick is winning. If you're a Drake fan, you should be scared. And all the Drake fans saying that, oh, these Kendrick fans glazing. Right. Just put facts over your feelings, because that's what people do. Put their feelings over facts, which is annoying. I look at facts as it is. If it was the other way for Kendrick, it would be terrible. But yeah, Drake. No. I think that Kendrick might be dropping soon though, because he has a lot of disses, and I want to see what other stuff he has on him, because at the moment, the only thing that Drake has is that Drake and Kendrick is short, and that he beats his wife. And also on this song, he talks about how, as like a diss or something, that you're doing all of this because you got essayed when you were a kid, on this song, Mother I Sober. It's not even what the song is about. It's about how his mum was. The only thing that was with Kendrick is his family not believing that his cousin didn't do it. Because Kendrick was like, no, I didn't do it. But it was about his mum, not about him. Otherwise, that's it. What is your thoughts on all this stuff? Whose side are you on? Because Drake fans at the moment, was going to be defending him to the ends of the earth, and most of, well, I don't really want to accuse anybody, but a lot of the big people with supporting him are like Drake anyway, so it's pretty wild. Anyway, yeah, what were your thoughts on this whole thing? It's been a pretty big long, pretty big weekend. Yeah. Anyway, have a good one.